Breaking. Princess Leonor and Christian tie the knot, fans react live. The cameras rolled. The bells rang. But no one expected this. Spain's future queen married a man they never saw coming. Madrid is electric. The air thick with emotion, tradition, and something more, change. After years of speculation, doubt, rumors, and relentless scrutiny, it has finally happened. Princess Leonor of Spain is married. The world watched live. Every moment, every glance, every gasp. But behind the broadcast, behind the veils and ceremonies, there's a deeper story unfolding. Because this wasn't just a royal wedding. It was a cultural earthquake. Leonor, heir to the Spanish throne, has long walked the tightrope between duty and desire. Groomed for leadership since birth, trained in diplomacy, polished in public, raised inside the weighty walls of Zarzuela Palace. But for all her preparation, no one could prepare the world for who she chose to stand beside her. Christian, quiet, calm, Danish, not born royal, not born into power, but somehow, everything she needed. Their relationship began in whispers. A conference, a shared cause, a conversation behind closed doors. And then, distance, time, letters, hidden flights, until the whispers grew loud enough to reach the steps of the palace. The public reaction, divided. Some called it refreshing, others, rebellious. "She's not a girl anymore," one Spanish journalist said live on air, "she's a woman in love. And she's chosen her king." As the cathedral bells rang across Madrid, fans lined the streets in silence. Not screaming, not chanting, just watching, holding signs that read, "Amor Real," and "Nuestra Reina, Nuestro Futuro." Our Queen, our future. Inside Almedina Cathedral, the atmosphere was tense but sacred. Gold, marble, candles, tradition etched into every corner. Leonor entered in a sleek, off-shoulder gown. Not the towering tiara her mother once wore. Just a simple diamond pin, gifted by her grandmother, the last queen consort of Spain to hold true public affection. And then, Christian. He entered to near silence. Tall, composed, dressed in Danish naval ceremony attire. A foreign uniform in a deeply national moment. He took his place. He didn't look nervous. He looked sure. The ceremony was deeply symbolic. Bilingual readings, personal vows, references to the Constitution, and a moment of stillness, 1 minute, exactly, where the couple stood hand in hand, heads bowed. No one moved. Not the guests. Not the cameras. It wasn't scripted. It was theirs. And across Spain, fans reacted in real time. Social media exploded. "I'm crying and I didn't expect to," wrote one user. "This feels like the future." In Barcelona, groups gathered around public screens. In Sevilla, people toasted in bars. Even those once critical, softened. But the family, the tension was real. King Felipe remained stoic, supportive, but formal. Queen Letizia, emotional, but silent. Only Sofia, Leonor's younger sister, showed pure joy. She was seen mouthing, "You did it," as they exited the altar. Notably absent, King Juan Carlos, the exiled monarch. His non-invitation was the elephant in the royal chamber. A decision made by Leonor herself, we're told. A message, the new Spain begins now. The reception broke tradition entirely. No palace ballroom, no foreign dignitaries giving speeches. Instead, a curated space in the Reina Sofia Museum. Symbolic. A future monarch hosting her first evening not in the past, but surrounded by art, by people, by color. And then, the speech. Leonor stood. The room hushed. Cameras were told to stop rolling, but leaked audio caught the final lines. "I did not choose this life. But I choose every day how to live it. And today, I choose love, not despite the crown, but with it." The room erupted in applause. Even those closest to the old traditions paused. And still, questions swirl. What now? What does this mean for Spain's monarchy? How will the old guard respond? Will Christian take a title? Will he be involved in royal duties? Or remain, as he once said in an interview, a partner in the background? Legal scholars have already begun debating succession implications. Public opinion polls are shifting. Young people, long apathetic toward the crown, are suddenly engaged. Inspired. As if Leonor gave them permission to care again. But under the headlines, under the policy, are two people who just said, yes, to forever. After the party, after the flashbulbs, they slipped away. One photo, now viral, shows them barefoot, walking down a back corridor, just the two of them. Her gown dirty at the hem. His jacket over her shoulders. No security, no speeches, just two newlyweds, escaping into the night. This is the image Spain will remember. Not the grandeur, not the monarchy, not the pageantry. The people remember moments. The trembling hands as he placed the ring. The crowd's silence as she appeared. The voice crack in her speech. The hug from Sofia. The tears Queen Letizia tried to hide. The walk. Barefoot. Free. The live fan reactions didn't just reflect joy, they reflected connection. For the first time in years, the Spanish crown didn't feel distant. It felt human. And that's the legacy of this day. From Sevilla to Santander, people danced in the streets. Not choreographed. Not ordered. Just spontaneous celebration. Not for a monarchy, but for a woman they've watched grow up. A girl who became their future queen. And a queen who dared to fall in love. And as dawn broke over Madrid the next morning, the city was quieter. Flowers lined the gates of the palace. Children left drawings. Letters. One read simply, Gracias, Leonor, por mostrarnos que el amor también es real en los castillos. Thank you, Leonor, for showing us that love is real, even in castles. Now begins a new chapter. Princess Leonor is no longer just heir to the throne. She's a wife, a woman, a future queen with a new kind of strength. And Christian, now part of a story bigger than any royal title, holds her hand, not above her, not behind her, but beside her. This is not the end of a fairy tale. It's the beginning of a real one. And the world will be watching. Because this time, the crown didn't choose the story. She did.